Hi guys, it's Mrs. Steinhoff. I'm here for this week's SEL lesson, and I'm excited because this week we're going to talk about the third and final way you can calm down when you're facing strong feelings. The strong feeling we're going to focus on today is worry. And you can use any of the techniques we've talked about. We're going to review all of them this week when dealing with worry. But before we talk about our new technique, I'd like us to practice the strategy that Mr. Emery told you about last week. Last week, he talked all about positive self-talk. Positive self-talk is when you tell yourself things to feel better when you're feeling really strong, uncomfortable emotions. So here's an example. Let's say you want to play Foursquare, but you've never played before. How do you think you could feel when you're watching the friends over there playing and you want to join them? You might feel anxious, you might feel scared, you might feel nervous, and you might feel worried. Some of the thoughts in your head could be things like, oh, what if I'm really bad at Foursquare? What if they say I can't play with them? What if I embarrass myself? But if we use the steps we've talked about before, stop, naming your emotion, and then either doing your belly breaths or positive self-talk, you can change your feelings to feel more comfortable and feel better. Every feeling is okay, but we can make them feel more comfortable in our body. So think about my Foursquare example. What could you do? You could say, stop. I'm feeling worried. Or you could say, stop. I'm feeling worried. And then do some positive self-talk. Take a second and think about what you could say to yourself to feel better about the situation. Take a second. I'm going to think too. Okay, what did you come up with? Let me tell you what I came up with. I came up with, hey, I can try a new game. It's all right if I'm not great at it. Or, these guys are my friends. They're not going to laugh at me. Those are two things you could say to yourself. Think about what you could say. All right, today we are going to talk about the third and final strategy the SEL lessons talk about for calming down. So I made this poster. It says ways to calm down. And this is a person, it's supposed to be me. My very rude videographer said he couldn't tell what emotion she was feeling. She was a little bit sad and angry, all mixed up together. And what she's doing is she's using all three strategies. She's got her hands on her tummy, she's doing positive self-talk, I can do this, and she's doing our third strategy. Our third strategy is counting. And so this is our poster showing us the stop, name your feeling, and then the strategies for calming down. Belly breaths, positive self-talk, and counting. Counting is an amazing tool for stopping worrying because it gets you to focus on something other than the uncomfortable feelings in your body. And when you count, it sounds pretty simple, but there's actually a couple different ways you can do it. The most important thing to do is to go slowly. I know some of you, you can count to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, really fast. That's not how you do this type of counting. This type of counting, you can do it counting forwards really slowly, just like this. Can you do it with me? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Super. Or you can count backwards. That's even trickier. It makes your brain work even harder. If you want to use your fingers, that's great. That's another thing to focus on other than what you're worrying about. So let's do it together. Ready? Hands up, and we'll count backwards from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Phew. All right. The last thing you can do, which I think is my favorite, is you could count something in the room. Maybe you'll count windows. Maybe you'll count doorknobs. I'm going to count, yellow is my favorite color, so I'm going to count the yellow things I can see in my room as my counting strategy. Here I go. There are 5 yellow things in this room. So counting is our last strategy. And when you put counting with naming your feeling and stopping and focusing on how your body is responding to a situation, it can really, really, really help you to calm down. Remember, the other important part of our SEL lesson that we've talked about is knowing that you can always talk to an adult about your feelings. Every feeling you have is okay, but sometimes they make our bodies uncomfortable, and those are the feelings we're trying to work on changing so that your body is happier and better able to solve your problem. Take a second and think about who you could talk to if you're having an uncomfortable feeling. Go ahead. I came up with talking to Mr. Steiner, and I came up with talking to Miss Pantry because she's my friend, or Mrs. Francis or Mrs. Young. They'd all listen to me if I needed to talk to them. Who did you come up with? All right. Now we're going to practice our last strategy together. So I'm going to give you a situation. Let's say you're worried about the coronavirus. Let's say you're worried about maybe whether or not you'd see your friends again. So your body is feeling jittery on the inside. Maybe your hands are tense. Maybe your jaw is tight. Maybe you're snapping at your mom and dad because of all those feelings inside of you. So what could we do? Our first step, look at our poster right now. So our first step would be to say, stop. Then you would name your feeling. I'm feeling worried. And then you could choose. Maybe you'll do some belly breaths. Maybe you'll tell yourself something like, I'll see my friends again soon. This is just going to happen for a little while. Or maybe I can do a video Zoom with them and talk to them that way. Or maybe I can ask my mom to play a game with me if I need someone to play with. The last thing you could do is our counting exercise. So right now, think of your favorite color. Now look around your room and take a look. See how many of those things are in your room. Okay, ready, go. All right, did you count them all? Great job. So that is the end of our SEL lesson. I hope you found it helpful. I'm going to give you an activity to do on Seesaw, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. Thanks so much. Bye.